Good morning! Welcome back. It is move day and you guys are coming with us on this one. And this one is starting a little bit differently because I gotta go to the store and get some chicken and make some chicken because we had a rough night.
Hi, my name is Michelle and that's Phoenix. We live and work full-time in this tiny little RPod 194C. We spent the last week soaking up every second of life in Bear Lake, Utah. But today it's time to pack up, say goodbye, and head towards our next spot. Sadly, my little travel buddy isn't feeling so well, but it's a good thing. All he has to do is curl up, sleep, and let me do the driving.
If you didn't watch our last video in Garden City, Utah, I was a bad dog mom. Actually, I was a great dog mom, but I was a bad decision dog mom. And I let Fiend swim for a really long time. Now, that normally wouldn't be a problem. Fiend has swam for multiple hours, plenty of times, but we had a big adventure day, so watch that video if you haven't. And he swam a lot, and he drank a lot of water. So even though I use a bumper for him to swim, when you swim for 3 hours, you just take a lot of water, and he's been throwing up, so it's all liquid. So it is pretty much just water filling his stomach. So he's gonna fast till this evening when we get to our overnighter, and then I'll make some chicken. But where we're staying is in the middle of nowhere, Utah, and I'm gonna stay hitched because this is a 2-day tow. So I'm not gonna be able to drive somewhere to get him some chicken. So we're gonna go to the grocery store. We're gonna grab some chicken and grab some food for me for today and tonight because I am dangerously low on groceries. And then it is time to get this place back in order between our adventures yesterday and then all evening. Yeah, it's gross. I know. Say I was just trying to be a fun mom, but I was too fun, huh? I was too fun. I'm sorry, love. We're not going swimming. Don't get any ideas. From Mike's Market, if you can hear the sound in the background, that is a giant Hot Wheels. These kids have been going since 7 a.m. It's cracking me up. This place is crazy, so I'm excited to get out. I'm not in a rush. Checkout's not till noon here, and where I'm going, there's not really anything. It's gonna be hot, so we're literally just gonna pull in and get in the AC. He can rest. So I'm gonna get this pod in shape. I got Fiends some chicken, like the world's biggest chicken breast. Like, look at this. So got, I'll boil these off, let them cool while I get everything ready. I also got some carpet cleaner, but it needs 2 hours to dry. So actually what I think I might do is wait till we are done in here. I have Fiend sleeping on the bed. I don't really want him hanging around outside. I honestly just want him resting inside. So I don't want him to accidentally step in it and get chemicals on his feet. So, right, it is time to get souvenirs under, hat back on, and ready for move. Yeah, let's go.
You'll be able to set a new lineup each week.
He hasn't really slept, so I think all the vomiting's done. Because yeah, he hasn't like chilled and slept, and he's been sleeping for like the last 20 minutes, so yay. We are hooked up. I need to remove the chalks and power and like finish buttoning up in here, but I thought I'd take Fiends for a walk first and kind of show you what it looks like when I haul and what I do. So, kitchen. Sink cover is down there because it falls. So is the air fryer. Otherwise, it's just windows shut down. And then I remove everything that's on here. And I have a special basket. It all goes on. And then because Fiends is on the bed, I haven't put the rest of the stuff, but my... Ooh, sorry, kid. I'm so sorry, Bobby. I did not mean to do that. These just go kind of back flat. I know. And then this stuff goes in the car with me. Shut the window, obviously. I do take my photos down. I've been really lucky. None of these have come open. So I just make sure they're tapped shut. I make sure the fridge is clicked shut. Same with all these, just do a quick tap, pushing everything in. Bathroom, plants go in the shower. These two things just go in there. Otherwise, it's just, everything just either kind of goes there or in here. And it's pretty easy. I am gonna do the carpet real quick, take Fiends for a walk, and then we'll button everything up. We are locked and loaded. I'm having some problems with my cord for my backup camera. I think I'm gonna need to get a replacement. I think it's just gotten like smushed one too many times. So I have to like jiggle it to get it to come on. So I think I'll try to order a new one at my next spot just to make sure, because I have to back in 2 spots, and without it, I lose the whole camper. So we have got about a 5-hour haul today. So I'm gonna get my directions in, and yeah, here we go. I do use RV Life to help me choose my haul route, and it has so far been really good. I'm gonna have 2 climbs today, but it was the lesser of the evil. So
starting route to Wellington.
if you don't have
Proceed
RV Life,
to North Bear Lake Boulevard.
it is a
Then
great
take the
one.
first route.
Because basically you can put your information on about your rig and it'll tell you the best way to go. It helped me bypass Logan Canyon, which is like a pretty intense haul, so appreciate that. All right, on we go. All you gotta do, sir, is rest. Say bye-bye Bear Lake, buddy. Isn't like we would be doing anything on the lake today anyways, so yeah. It's a good haul day for you, bud. You just rest, sleep on mommy's shoulder. I'm gonna put some good tunes on once I make it through this kind of stressful, narrow construction spot. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Be through. Just rest. We are just shy of 2 hours in. I'm going a little slower than I had originally anticipated. I am on highway, but it is crazy windy. And one thing about my rig is, and my setup is, on really windy days like this, we're like 60, maybe 65, and I'm on an 80-mile-per-hour highway with a lot of truckers. They're flying by me at like 80, so I get sucked in, and so I typically have to slow down a little bit more as trucks come. So I mean, also, this is normal. Like, every rig has its different comfort level. Like, my teardrop weirdly did like perfect at 70. This 65 is about where I sit on like a highway. 60 sometimes. Today I'm definitely a little bit more towards 60 with the wind, but thinking about probably 15-20 minutes I'll start looking for a place just to stop. Sorry, you guys are really rocking now. I will need gas. I'll be real tight. There is a sorry, there is like a really long climb out of the Salt Lake City Valley. I don't know what the climb is called. It is not intense in terms of like elevation. It's just long. It took me almost 30 minutes to get down it. And again, it wasn't like intense. It wasn't like I was braking the whole time. But I definitely probably want a full tank of gas before I hit that, because my gas mileage is gonna go down. So, anywho, sure is beautiful country. Update, Feeny has been pretty much just sleeping the whole time, which is perfect. So, alright, back to cruising tunes. Okay, gassed up. That was a little crazy. Flying J's are usually really good, the travel centers, and this was definitely better than the ones downtown, but not like your normal sized where you like pull over. I'm in a Denny's parking lot. It's gonna be a little tight to get out of here, but I got a truffle from yesterday, and I got my sandwich. I was a little too hangry to wait. I've got about another hour and 20, so I'm gonna like tear part of this off, because it like comes with like holy guacamole and everything, so I like want to enjoy it. Like, look at that. Maybe warm, but I was hangry. All right, my protein shake didn't last. This is chaos. Okay, I'm gonna eat my truffle. Coffee truffle. Seriously, chocolate bear, I would dream of that place. Best name. All right, gotta do a little. Oh no, oh no. My backup camera went out.
Just towed through my first like little rainstorm. It wasn't too bad, just like a desert monsoon. I realized as I was driving through it, I haven't towed in the rain. So wasn't real sure what to expect, but luckily I wasn't like coming down any grades. I'm actually climbing, which is helping the temperatures. The temperatures are now 66. It was 91, so. Also so glad there's a passing lane coming up. This Jeep behind me was such a kind soul and let me over because the lanes ended, and I was like, oh boo, you got stuck behind the RV, I'm so sorry. I mean, there's a car right in front of me, but still, I feel bad. He was like a kind person. I will tell you this, if you ever let me over, I will always wish you a really smooth ride. Like, I literally say it, I'm like, I hope you have the best drive ever. So there you go. So I said that to the Jeep, and now he can pass me. Yay. All right, we are here. Some pressure regulator issues, so I got a bath. But for real, I'm gonna go take a shower. I am not unhitched. I have taken some pressure off of the tongue, leveled it out. I did stabilize. Fiend's jumping up and off the bed. It shakes if it doesn't stabilize, so I did stabilize. I hooked up power, water. I'm gonna take the chairs and stuff out. It looks like we just missed a storm, so yeah. Just getting ready to say he hasn't been interested in water, but there he goes. I'm gonna monitor how much he drinks. I just fed him about 2 ounces of chicken breast. He was very interested in that, so we're gonna see how that goes. He'll be on chicken breast for a couple of days in a little bit. Now, maybe like 2 days, depending. He hasn't had any more diarrhea. He hasn't vomited anymore, and it's 4 o'clock, so we're doing good. So I am going to eat my Sammy and my sweet potato fries from yesterday. I told you I wasn't going to eat them all. If you watched that video, I bought a lot of food. Put them in the air fryer. And then, honestly, y'all, we're gonna edit and chill. The one thing about Fiends is he will not chill unless I chill. So originally I was gonna clean some cabinets out since I'm here early, but he will not chill if I don't, and I need to edit. So, yeah, I'm just gonna make my food, chill in bed with him, and we'll pick this back up tomorrow morning when we head to our next stop, which is for 2 weeks. So, super excited. Good morning. We had the best sleep, y'all. We got really lucky. It was supposed to be very warm here, but we had a monsoon come in. It rained all evening long. It smelled like a wet desert. It was amazing, and it cooled the temps from 90 to 66. So it is 61 in this camper. So we had a beautiful night's sleep. Beans is right here. He's ready for his chicken breast. We had a beautiful night's sleep, windows open, fan on, cuddled under the blanket. I am making Feeny chicken breast. He slept through the night. We've not had diarrhea or no vomiting in 24 hours. Didn't have diarrhea this morning. We had diarrhea last night, but not this morning. So we're moving in the right direction. But what I'm doing is chicken breast, bone broth. Bone broth is also really good as long as it doesn't have salt and onions. This is a dog bone broth, so it doesn't. It's got pumpkin and turmeric and some ginger in there. Help the stomach. I also got pumpkin with my grocery order just in case we have diarrhea. I should have it on board, but
I've got his chicken, I've got my coffee, and then day 3 of the cinnamon roll, still fantastic. I'm gonna upload a video, just kind of a chill morning. I cannot check in till 3 at my next spot, and I have to leave here by 11, and it's only a couple hour drive, so I'll be a little early, so I don't know what we're gonna get up to. But for now, I'm just honestly enjoying a morning in the pod, just kind of chill. It's very nice, and getting a video done. So, all right, we'll catch you guys when I get ready, and we're gonna go back to Coyote's Swell for coffee, because that place was amazing. No pup cups for you. This water has a mind of its own, so let's see if I can do this without getting a bath. So to be honest, today it would have felt good. When I first got the teardrop and my dad said I needed one of these for the stabilizers, I said, no I don't, Dad. And I hand did them the entire time. And not that it's hard, but man, it's so much easier. And honestly, I think a lot of it had to do with my fear of not knowing how to use this. What was up, what's down. Once you use it once, you like figure it out. And trust me, it's just so much quicker. It is done minus power. Get this place packed back up. Honestly, y'all, this is the hardest part for me for like multiple day hauls. You're gonna laugh, but it's my mental state. And not because the haul is hard. It is because I don't do well when my like home isn't all organized. Yeah, I'm one of those people. So like having my house in disarray like this for 2 days is just like, yeah, I blame my mother. I blame my mother. It just really bothers me. I am gonna spray the rug where I didn't get to spray yesterday because it worked. I wouldn't have been mad. I mean, obviously, I would never be mad at a sick dog, but I wouldn't have been mad if this rug got ruined. It's a very inexpensive Amazon rug that I plan on replacing as soon as I'm back in Arizona anyways, because she's dirty. But actually what I'm thinking of doing at my next spot, it's kind of private and I'll have some space. I might actually take this out, spray this cleaner on the whole thing, let it dry, and then like hose it off and let it dry out, because it's seen better days. We are pulling out exactly at 11. I ended up talking to my parents. It is their 50th wedding anniversary today. So I chatted with them for quite a while. I'm gonna get gas first. We only, like I said, we only have a 3-hour haul and I'd get there too early. So I've got some time to kill. I don't really need gas but to get there today, but I might as well just fill up so that if we stop somewhere and chill, I'm not worried about it. But all right, I think we are good. Double chalk lock. I was like, did I pull the chalks? I did. All right, let's go get gas. Gassed up right at 25,900 miles. Look at that. Perfect timing. This gas station is actually pretty nice. It's a travel center, so it's very busy right this second. So I gotta give it a sec till I can pull out, but whew, people flying around here. All right, next stop, Moab-ish area. We'll see where we can find a place to pull over, because right now it has us arrival time 1:17, but that's not towing. Towing usually is an extra half hour, 45 minutes, so that's 2, so have about an hour to kill. Now I don't think there's anything quite as cool when you're towing your home. It's when you find a gorgeous, gorgeous rest stop and you open the door to your home. That is a disaster, but you can, all right, there's a way. You can make lunch, and in the middle of nowhere, you have full internet, so you can chill out and watch a movie, eat lunch with a gorgeous view. the dumpster wasn't there, it'd be even prettier, but you know, bakers can't be choosers. All right, we have spent about an hour here, which is perfect timing. So now it is time to hit the road to our next spot for 2 weeks. So last part of the haul, it's gonna be a hot one through Moab, so let's get her done. One thing I actually like about mowing through, oh my god, towing through Moab is that they actually tell trucks and then RVs to get in the left lane well before town, which is really nice because there's on-street parking in town and it gets real tight if you are in that right-hand lane. So I love that. The first time I came through here, I obviously didn't know that, and I think it's just really cool that they like prep. I mean, I guess it is like a big truck route, so they probably have to, but I've never seen that before. And then in Utah, they have pre-flashing lights. So before every red light, like a whole block, there are flashing lights that say, be prepared to stop. Whoops, sorry people. Be prepared to stop if flashing. Which I think is really cool because, like, especially as you're coming down, like sometimes that takes a while to slow you down. So I like it. When I get to a new spot, I like to get the lay of the land. This one's slightly weird. So this is my spot, but there's a spot here. And so, like, if I fully set up, how are they gonna get past me? Because there's another spot over here. I'm kind of confused. I mean, honestly, I think I'm just gonna set up how I want. I don't think anybody else, there's a spot up on the hill that I wanted. That's where my parents stayed. I don't think anybody else is supposed to be here for the stay time except up there. So I think I'm just gonna set up and, like, I don't know, they're just gonna have to deal because, like, I have my rug and everything. I guess if I put my truck behind, it won't, like, block that so much because, yeah, my rug's only gonna come out to, like, here. I don't know, it's kind of weird to, like, have to bypass me to get to another site. I don't know. The second thing I do before I unhitch is I just check my Renogy 1 leveling. I'm actually perfectly leveled, but I think I want to kick my butt this way a little so that I have those views out of, I'm talking to myself, but out of my back window. Yeah, I'm going to kick my butt ever so slightly that way. But since I have this space all to myself and I'm not in a rush, the weather actually feels amazing, that I would talk you through setting up. So first thing I did was chalk the tires so they don't move back and forth. And then what I do is unhook my lights. And then because my emergency cable is connected to my lights, I unhook that too. That's just because it's really long and it gets in the way. Slide those behind my weight distribution hitch. Okay, I've got my Lego blocks. Depending upon the height, I do 1 or 2. I'm actually even, so I'm only gonna do 2. Also always just do a quick double check that I'm in the right spot. All right, and then basically with a weight distribution hitch, what you do is you leave everything hitched and you drop your tongue jack. Do, 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 do. You are jacking everything up, including your truck. You're still locked in. Basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to get some laxity in these so I can pop them off. I do have a bar if I need them, but I don't always. Basically, kind of sounds like that. So basically you unpin, boom. Every weight distribution hitch is a little bit different. Mine is 7. I count 7 up. Actually not hot. I'm just gonna say it's hot because I'm doing manual labor. See, that one came out so much easier. Now, you take the RV back down. This one's by feel, but you basically don't want your truck to fall off. So now you can unhook your pin, lift up, and up one more time to come off of the ball. Once the truck is moved, I bring the DC Home 1 back up. Takes a bit to pair when it's not on Wi-Fi. And then basically you can see now, I just bring her down until she's level. If you don't have this, you can go by the bubble. I installed a little bubble on there, but this is so easy. Any leveler, there's lots of levelers. And boom, we are double green. And now I'm gonna go ahead and hook up electricity because I am running on my house battery and it's pretty warm, so I know I'm gonna put the AC on to cool things down, so I wanna get that battery replenished a little. So I gotta find my keys. So every system is different, but for me, when I travel, I do turn my house battery on and turn my inverter on to keep my fridge on. So what I have to do is turn my inverter off, turn my converter, which is down here, flip that back on, and as you can see, fridge went red, which means it's no longer getting power. So now I can plug in safely, and then I just do that in the reverse when I leave. For some reason thought I was still hooked up. I'm not. I do that in the reverse when I leave. This is really great. Your welcome is actually in the power box, which was great, except it scared the shit out of me because it fell. And obviously we're in like snake country. So every hookup that you will ever have is a little bit different. So I highly recommend having all of the converters. So I have a 30 amp. This is 30, 50, and 20. So if you had any of those converters, it would work. You want to always make sure your power source is off before you get connected in. Then another thing that my RV tech taught me, the #1 cause of RV fires is actually circled up power cords, because they create their own power, like arc, so spread it out. Whew. It's nice in the shade, man. Once you're hooked, you can pop it on. There we go. And something I just caught, they actually have a gray water hose for me. I thought I wasn't gonna have any dumps, but I actually have a gray dump in a setup I haven't seen before. So I'm excited that I get to bring you guys along for this one. So, all right, next I'm gonna get my water hooked up, and then we'll do the gray hose. Typically I would stabilize before doing all of this, but I'm thirsty, I need some water. So does Fiends. So I wanna get us hooked up. Oops. Come on. And get some water. So I'm gonna do something slightly different here. I'm gonna put an elbow on. Usually I would have my filter before this, but my filter is so tight on there I can't get it off, and I'm done trying. So mainly I just want to do some hand washing, and so this way I don't have to unhook. You can't always do that because of the length of these, but this one looks long enough. And then I'm just using my regular regulator. I have a fancy schmancy one that I can change the water pressure if needed, but for now we'll check it out. It just adds a little too much length, and it's gonna get a little weird here. So, but basically the regulators keep it at, I think, 40 psi, which is where your system's pressurized. So, and the best thing my dad ever taught me was the elbow. Just makes life so much easier, especially because these threads can be really wonky. And then you're just not pulling on your inlet. So let's see. Don't think I'm fully tight enough, so we'll see. No leaks, and I hear everything connected. So I'm gonna untangle this hose a little, get some water, and then we gotta stabilize. The sound of the converter is always a good sound. When you've got your power on, it means it's recharging the house battery. And you always have to be careful when you open the first time. Don't be surprised if you get a bunch of that. There she goes. Squirting through some air. Usually I'll throw the shower on, because be careful, because that helps more than anything. Hot water, lovely. RV life, you don't really get cold water anymore. So what I try to do is always keep one in the freezer, because I really do miss cold water. And again, if you have cloudy water, it's just because it's working through some air. Now it is time to stabilize. Stabilization is really quick, really easy. So I showed you this morning. I use a drill. And then I have these just actual stabilizing blocks. People use whatever they want to use. I thought these were relatively inexpensive. They're super stable. And if you are uneven a little bit, you can put some pressure on these. I'm perfectly level, so I just have to touch it and lock her in. Now, if you weren't perfectly level, you would want to start on the side that you need a little boost, but since I'm perfectly level, it doesn't matter where I start. Now we are fully stabilized, and we are going to do something I have never seen before. So your black tank is your sewer. It's what your toilet goes into. Your gray is what your shower sink goes into. Gray generally is like dish soap and shampoo, conditioner. Some places like this will give you a hose to run out into their desert because they like the extra moisture. Others, like this one, give you a sewer hose. So basically, it is the same cap that is on the end of your sewer dump. So that's where your gray and your black comes out. So your gray has a gray handle, your black has a black handle. Make sure they're both closed before you open. I'm not showing you me opening because sometimes I have a little black leak. Nope, not this time. But this replaces that cap, but locks on in. I'm actually not gonna fully lock it because I'm afraid I won't get it out. And then when you open your gray, it just goes in this hose down into their gray water tank. All right, so that is as set as up as I'm getting right now while it's still hot.